Hi there and welcome to our channel. This is Reynaldo Soriano from Inline Super Trade Education. So if you love our videos, please make sure to subscribe to that button right there. Subscribe to our channel. Now, our topic for today, I'm going to discuss which vehicle or which asset class is the best one for learning. So remember from the last video that we basically spoke about, there's 4 different asset classes that if you're new to the trading game and you're confused, okay, which one's which, I don't know whether if I want to do stock trading, forex trading, options trading, or futures trading. So the question is which one's which is the right vehicle for learning when you're new to the trading game. So make it this way. Trading is simply a transference of wealth from the idiot to the well-informed. So that's the best definition I could give you. And trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes time. It takes a lot of consistent persistency to keep going because you're gonna fail a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, that is the aim of the game. So statistics-wise, around 95% will fail in terms of unprofitability in trading. Last year alone, based on Forex, there's around 73%. So that's 2020. And year 2020, and 2 different brokers called Forex.com and Wanda.com, 73% is unsuccessful. And that means that there's only 27% that are successful in trading. Mind you, though, within that 27%, you never know which one's which. So you also need to add variables where the person only traded once a year or never traded at all. So these are things that some of the stuff that we don't know. However, in general, around 95% in terms of retail trading, that traders basically lose money from trading. So if you want to be in this game, the question is, how are you going to do it? Because there's a lot of plethora of information out there, marketing, social media. I made 100%, I made 200%. Yeah, I do this, you do that, and you buy. But the question is, which one's which really? After now 18 or 19 years, this is my 19th year of teaching. I believe out of the 4 asset classes that we discussed, after stock trading, futures trading, options trading, and forex trading, the foreign exchange market is the best vehicle for learning. Why? I'll tell you why. Now, if you are trading stocks, mind you, in the US alone, if you want to day trade or you want to learn how to trade and you're trading stocks, you need a minimum of $25,000 in terms to cover the margin requirements. That's if you are trading more than 3 times basically in a week. So if you're basically trading, who really has $25,000 to come up with? Now, if you want to trade futures, at least you need to have a minimum of $10,000 just to cover margin requirements. Mind you, I'm just talking here in the US, because if you're outside of the US, then you're talking here, you have CFDs, right? Where what we call contract for difference. Yes, there's highly leveraged that you basically be able to do. Even certain foreign exchange providers can even offer 200 to 1, 500 to 1. So I'm just dealing here, simply put, just in the US. Now, if you're trading options, you need to have at least a minimum of $5,000 just to have different or to have the money to cover or whatever strategies that you might be able to do or you're going to do when it comes to options trading. So when it comes to Forex, on the other hand, number one, in the US, you can get up to a maximum of 50 to 1 leverage. Outside of the United States, you can get 100 to 1, 200 to 1, even 500 to 1. So, in other words, I always tell students, do you have $500? Yes. Can you risk $500 as part of your education rather than using $50,000 or $25,000? Not everybody will have $25,000. So mind you, at the very beginning, you're gonna fail a lot. You're gonna lose a lot. And I always tell traders that, hey, it is better, your job as a beginner is not to make money, or at least the expectation of making money. Your expectation is simply to learn the process, how to be consistent. So there's 3 aspects of conditioning to really be successful at it. Mental conditioning, that's number 1. Number 2, the physical conditioning. Number 3 is the technical conditioning. So in my basic classes, I basically cover the whole 3 aspects of conditioning. Why? Because the mental game plays a very big role when it comes to trading. So going back to Forex, aside from it's leveraged, number 2, it's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. What does that mean? That means that you would be able to control that risk at any time that you don't feel comfortable. You can close that position. You can open any position. So if you're trading stocks or options or futures, well, especially stocks and basically options, once the market basically closes at 4 o'clock, you are done. No more, no less. So that's it. And then if, say, there is a report after that, you never know. Remember, it fluctuates. And there's a futures price that each and every, basically an index or a company, and next thing you know, it opens up and it will gap up. And say, for example, you're trading Apple and you say you bought it at $100, and then there is a big report that happened and it can gap back down to $80. Even if you put your stop loss at $90, you're going to get stopped out at $80. That's one of the disadvantages, right? So, but with Forex, on the other hand, you have the ability to stop, or you can put in your stop losses at any time. You can control the risk at any time between that period of 24 hours. The third advantage is simply the liquidity. Now, in the foreign exchange market, there's around 5.7 trillion, mind you, it's trillion, not million or billion. $5.7 trillion on a day-to-day basis. The New York Stock Exchange only covers around $25 to $28 billion a day. A millionaire, a billionaire would be able to manipulate the stock, and just like that. So hence, in terms of manipulation, it's pretty unlikely that in terms of the foreign exchange markets that it's going to be manipulated. Last time that happened was around 2014, and the 4 major banks actually made a cahoots together in order to manipulate the currency markets. And basically they got caught and they have to pay a fine and so forth. That's why it's pretty unlikely that someone is going just to manipulate just like that. Remember, it's in trillions of dollars. So the liquidity and also the volatility component of it, and you can buy and sell in terms of the currency markets. Now, if something like an event happens in the stock market, it's going to be challenging, because when no one's basically buying, and too many sellers, and the stock price will keep basically selling, and at one point you cannot actually short, and institutions would be the only ones who will be able to do that. So there's a lot of different advantages and disadvantages, of course, but of course the major advantage is that, of course, the risk, that if you can maintain consistency with that $500, you can make 10%, 20%, 30% a year. That's fantastic. The idea is to be consistent, and that if you can see consistency, and then from there you can add in more money. And then from there, the way how I see it's basically this. It's like very similar to sports. If you are new to the game, you cannot, say tennis, for example, you cannot play against Nadal or Federer straight away. You need to start off from a club level. Keep practicing, keep practicing, keep practicing, and then from there, from a club level, you go to a state level. Keep practicing, practicing, you're competing, you're winning, and then you go to a national level. And then you're winning, you go to now a university level, or basically to a world-class level, and then you go to professional level. Basketball is the same. My sport in martial arts, basically in terms of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Taekwondo. When I first started basically in Taekwondo, I mean, you have to start from a club level, you're competing, then from there you get your confidence, and you start winning, then you compete on a state level, and then from a state level you're winning, you compete at a national level. If you win a national level, you're representing your own country, and then you're competing at a world-class level, world championships, and heading towards the Olympics, right? So these things in trading is the same. Unfortunately, a lot of people want to learn the advanced stuff. They want to go to options trading. Options, for me, remember, options, it's a derivative. So if you don't have the basics, and you don't know in terms of terminologies or what price action is, then simply you're done. And we need, or the market in general need, a lot of retail traders, because it's zero-sum game. So how are they supposed to make money if everybody will make money? So someone has to lose. And unfortunately, my best analogy would be this. You see a big whale, right? A whale basically will circle and will find a whole bunch of sardines. And those bunch of sardines are your retail traders. So these whales will manipulate, circling around, and then within the current, they don't even realize. The whale is just gonna do its thing, open its mouth, and they didn't realize that those retail traders or the bunch of sardines are being eaten alive, just like that. Trading is the same. This is a zero-sum game. So hence, if you need to know more, please get in contact with us. Email us at esdtraders.com, or visit our website, www.esdtrader.com, and we're here to help you out. Other than that, I hope you learned something today. So foreign exchange is the best vehicle for learning, in my own opinion. Of course, there's other out there, like especially outside the US, like CFDs. You will be able to trade that, where you can start from a small amount of money. But in general, based in the US, that if you want to be in this game and you are a beginner, then the foreign exchange market, it will be the right vehicle for the beginner or for the learner in general. Because a chart is a chart. Once you know how to read price, it doesn't matter which one you'll be trading. You'll be trading stocks, Apple, you'll be trading Walmart, you'll be trading BHP Billiton or whatnot, you'll be buying or selling gold or oil on the future price or an index. And once you learn how to trade, or once you have the basics or the fundamentals, it doesn't matter what you do. A chart is a chart, and you'll be able to trade whatever you want to do. All right, guys, I hope that made a sort of impact in terms of knowledge. If you like these videos, please make sure to click that subscribe button. Thank you once again. Take care until next time. Happy trading.